Hey Amagus, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to make a Niffler from Fantastic Beasts. For this project we'll need a 3.5mm hook, a yarn needle, a stitch marker, 2 8mm safety eyes, scissors, stuffing, and lastly chenille yarn in dark grey with a thickness of 6mm, also in light pink or beige, and dark yellow. You can find the links for the yarns I'm using in the description. Here are also the stitch references we will use in this tutorial. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe. Your support means a lot to me and helps me to continue growing and creating more content for you. We're going to start with the body. Using dark grey yarn, we'll make 7 single crochets in a magic ring. That's our first single crochet in the ring, and now we continue with the remaining 6. We're gonna make these stitches slightly looser than the rest of the rounds, so the ring can close easily. We pull the yarn to close the ring. For round 2 we'll do 7 increases. An increase is 2 single crochets in the same stitch. We make 1 single crochet, place the stitch marker, and now we make another single crochet in the same stitch. We continue with increases until the end of the round. At the end we should have 14 stitches. In round 3 we do 1 single crochet and 1 increase, repeating 7 times, ending the round with 21 stitches. For the next 3 rounds, from rounds 4 to 6, we'll make 21 single crochets in each round, 1 single crochet in each stitch. In round 7 we do 5 single crochets and 1 decrease, 3 times, ending with 18 stitches. In my case I used invisible decrease, working in the front loops. We stop for a moment to place the safety eyes. They go between rounds 5 and 6. With 5 stitches of space between them. We secure them well. Now we continue with round 8, starting with 2 single crochets and 1 increase. Then we do 5 single crochets and 1 increase twice. And we finish with 3 single crochets, ending with 21 stitches. Round 9 is 6 single crochets and 1 increase 3 times, ending with 24 stitches. Round 10 is 24 single crochets. In round 11 we do 5 single crochets and 1 increase 4 times, ending with 28 stitches. Round 12 is 6 single crochets and 1 increase 4 times. For rounds 13 and 14, we'll make 32 single crochets in each round. In round 15, we do 6 single crochets and 1 decrease 4 times, ending with 28 stitches. Round 16 is 2 single crochets and 1 decrease 7 times, ending with 21 stitches. For round 17, we do 1 single crochet and 1 decrease 7 times, ending with 14 stitches. We stop for a moment to stuff. We're going to add plenty of stuffing, starting with the head. Then we continue with the body, pushing the stuffing toward the sides like this. Now we make the last round by doing 7 decreases. We remove the stitch marker. We can add a bit more stuffing if needed. We cut the yarn, and with the yarn needle, we go through the front loops of the remaining 7 stitches. Pull to close. Go through the center and come out on one side of the body. Pass through a few stitches. Then into the body and cut. For the coin, using yellow yarn, we make 6 single crochets in a magic ring. Pull to close. Leave a long strand to sew it to the body and cut. We pass the magic ring yarn through the body between rounds 10 and 11. Now we take the other strand to sew it. We go through the next stitch. Then for the middle of the previous stitch. And sew it in the rounds 10 and 11. Once we finish, we go back to where we left the other yarn. Tie a triple knot. Cut and use the scissors to hide the knot inside the piece. For the arms, using pink yarn, we start with 4 single crochets in a magic ring. Round 2 is 4 single crochets. Now we make 1 slip stitch to finish. We leave a long strand to sew and cut. We repeat to make the second arm. We pass the magic ring yarn between rounds 9 and 10. And with the other yarn, we sew it in round 10, working in the front loops. To make it look like it's holding the coin, we pass the yarn through one of the front loops of the coin. Once we finish, we go back to where we left the other yarn. Cut and hide. We sew the other arm the same way. For the beak, still using pink yarn, we chain 4. Starting the second chain from the hook, we make 2 single crochets, one increase, and on the other side of the chain, 2 single crochets, for round 2 we make 6 single crochets, we make 1 more single crochet, now we're going to join both sides by making 3 single crochets, one, two, 3, we leave a long strand to sew and cut. First we pass the short yarn between rounds 5 and 6. Then with the other yarn we start sewing it, working in the front loops and leaving 1 stitch of space from the eyes. Once we finish, we secure it with the other yarn we left. For the feet, also using pink yarn, we start exactly the same way as the beak. Chain 4, starting the second chain from the hook, 2 single crochets, one increase, and 2 single crochets, round 2 is 6 single crochets, one single crochet, now working through both sides, we make 3 single crochets, we turn the piece, and from the second stitch we make 2 single crochets, we turn again, and in the second stitch we make 1 single crochet, we leave a long strand to sew and cut, we repeat to make the second foot, now we sew them, leaving 2 stitches of space from the arms. We place it slightly tilted. The top tip should align with the outer edge of the arm. We sew up to this point so the edge stays loose, and the bottom tip should align with the side of the arm facing the coin. Once we finish, we pass the yarn through the body and also the other strand we had left. We sew the other foot the same way. When we finish, we bring the yarn across with the remaining strand from the other foot and pass the short one through the body and cut. We secure and hide the yarn inside. For the tail using grey yarn, We start with 4 single crochets in a magic ring. In round 2 we do 1 single crochet and 1 increase, repeating twice, ending with 6 stitches. Round 3 is 2 single crochets and 1 increase twice, ending with 8 stitches. We start round 4 with 1 single crochet and 1 increase. Then 3 single crochets and 1 increase. And finish with 2 single crochets. In round 5 we do 4 single crochets and 1 increase twice, ending with 12 stitches. To finish, we make 1 single crochet and 1 slip stitch. We leave a long strand and cut. We're going to sew it to the body with this side facing down. First, we pass the magic green yarn through the center. We'll sew it approximately from rounds 12 and 13 to rounds 16 and 17. We position it and make sure it's placed correctly. And we start sewing, working in the front loops. A tip so the tail doesn't move: don't try to go through every stitch of the tail. Instead, when you come out through the body, grab the closest stitch. If there's a small gap at the end, you can easily close it, but this way you make sure the tail stays exactly where you want it. Once we finish, we go back to the magic green yarn and secure it. And that's how we finish our Niffler. Here I made another one using beige instead of pink to show you. Let me know if you liked it and which character you'd like me to make next. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.